First, Governor Gilmore. We're going to give each candidate about 7.5, 8 minutes. And here comes the governor. Welcome, Jim Gilmore. Also, want to be sure everybody sees the First Lady, my wife Roxanne, who's here. Former First Lady. Friends, we know each other well. We've been through a lot together over the years, to be sure. We've done a whole lot of successes over the years together. We've won 2 statewide elections, Attorney General and Governor. We have carried Northern Virginia twice in the elections. We have won the first majorities of the Virginia State Senate and House of Delegates in the history of Virginia during the time that we have worked together. Now I'm asking you to join me in this race for the United States Senate as we go forward to win this race against Mark Warner in November of 2008. Last year, we've had a lot of people who've been telling us over the last year or so, the last years, that we can't win, and our best days are really behind us. We've lost several elections. And I'm here to tell you that I don't agree with that. I'm very optimistic. And Republicans historically have been optimistic when we have done our very, very best. I'm reminded of that joke that Ronald Reagan used to tell, that so many of us have told and have heard about the 2 little boys, the twins, one was the optimist and one was the pessimist. And Reagan tells this joke about the mother and father were so concerned about that they went on to hire a psychiatrist because one was so pessimistic and one was so optimistic. So they took the kid who was pessimistic and put him in a room full of toys. And he started crying. And the psychiatrist said, why? And he said, well, I just know that people are going to come in here now and take these toys away from them. And so they went over, the psychiatrist went over the room where they had put the optimist. And that room was full of horse manure. Full of horse manure. And the kid was just in there throwing it all around and throwing it all over his head and every place. And they said, well, what is wrong with you? You're such an optimist. And here you are in a room full of horse manure. And he said, because if there's this much horse manure, there must be a pony in here somewhere. Well, Reagan was a great one. I'm going to tell you this. I'm optimistic. Now, we have seen, quite frankly, over the last number of years, people do and say a lot of things that looks a lot like horse manure. But I am optimistic. We're going to do well. We are going to win these elections in 2008. We're going to carry for the Republican candidate for president, and we are going to beat Mark Warner. Stop talking about what we can't do and start talking about what we can do. That's what we're Republicans are. I believe that the people of Virginia, the people who watch the news every day, the people who study the issues every day, they will not want to send a Democrat to the United States Senate to join a team of Hillary Clinton and Kennedy and Chris Dodd and Joe Biden and Harry Reid and Mark Warner. They will not want that kind of team going to Washington. Look at the leadership that we're getting on the issue of Iraq. Harry Reid comes forward and says the war is lost. The Democrats in the United States Congress, the House, and the Senate put 41 resolutions forward to have us withdraw immediately from Iraq.
Good idea.
They do not understand the conflict and challenges this nation faces today and will face. But we Republicans are going to put forward the positive ideas. When the time comes to talk about terrorism, I remind you that I chaired the National Commission on Terrorism in the United States government for 5 years. I was the governor of Virginia during the 9/11 attack. We stood forward and we accepted the responsibility of correcting the economy and responding to the attacks that occurred not somewhere else, but in our home state here in Virginia. When the time came that we had a budget crisis in Virginia, recession was occurring, and we had 9/11. We balanced the budget, we put $1 billion in the rainy day fund, we did exactly what was necessary to be done, and we gave substantial tax relief to the people of Virginia all at the same time, and that's the way Republicans go. To talk about the military obligations that we have, and the military men and women who work for the government, who serve in the military all throughout Virginia. I am a United States Army veteran. I have served in foreign countries on behalf of our country, on behalf of the United States and the United States Army. I promise you this, ladies and gentlemen, as we go forward next year, do not be dissuaded by the prospects that we have for the future. This state, when they start thinking about the Warner-Clinton ticket, the Clinton-Warner ticket, they will recognize that this ticket is liberal, partisan, and do nothing, and they're not going to support it. And furthermore, now, Mark Warner will tell you that he doesn't intend to be partisan if he gets elected to the United States Senate. That's what he'll promise you. Don't forget, he also promised he wasn't going to raise your taxes either. Challenge is before us, the responsibility is before us. The people of Virginia and the people of the United States are depending on us. We Republicans are the only ones that can deliver on behalf of the party, on behalf of the state, and behalf of the country. In order to do that, we must be unified. We must find a way to unify this party. We must bring all the parties together. If we look back when this party has been unified and start to bring genuine two-party democracy to the state, when we have started to bring fiscal responsibility to the state, we have stood for what is right in the United States and our family values, when we have stood for a strong national defense, and we have been unified around these kinds of common messages that we have as Republicans, then we've won. And I ask you to join me in this great governance ahead of us for the Senate race in 2008. Thank you very much.